Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is T Taylor. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, as you guys can see, if anyone has watched my first video, you will see that I've had such a bad camera lighting, but nevertheless, I've been blessed with a new iPad by an extremely special somebody. So if you ever see this video in the future, thank you so much, because of you have now opened the doors for me to have a successful YouTube channel and for me to feel comfortable filming for everyone or anyone that ever watches my channel. So I am a week late of filming my video for the week, so I'm very sorry, YouTube. I know I don't have any views yet, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to persevere no matter what. So today I planned a video to speak on how isolation transformed my current life. Now, I don't want to say that it's like completely it is completely transformed. If anyone that knows me knew who I was even up until a year ago, can definitely agree to the fact that I have done a complete 360, or not 360 because then that means you're going back around in the same cycle, but I'd say a complete 180. And I want to share a little bit about my story / some things that I did to transform my life. So let's get into it. So first off, I want to get into how isolation taught me how to make peace within myself. Now, if you guys see me kind of referencing over here, I've created some notes to prepare myself for this video and to also keep myself on track and also keep myself on time so I'm not babbling on like right now. Isolation taught me to make peace within myself. Now, as I touched on a little bit in my previous videos, I was in a very, I don't want to say completely bad place, but I was in a bad place. I was partying excessively. I was hanging out with extremely bad friends and company. I was drinking to an excess. I was abusing drug abuse. I was not going to work. I was being solely dependent on my partner that I had at the time. I was taking zero accountability for my actions. I was a person of many fidelities that I'm not proud of, but I'm here to say, guys, if it wasn't for God and the strength that I have within myself to turn a new chapter, I don't know where I would have been. But nevertheless, here are some things that I did to transform my life. Number one, I moved away from my hometown. Now, I'm not saying those of you guys that are looking for an extreme transformation have to move away to a new town, but for me, it was all the way necessary. I needed to let go of everything that I thought that I had there and everything that I thought I was creating there. And when I say let go, I had to let go of friends that, you know, I felt were my best friends. I had to walk away from family. I had to walk away from a job. I had to let go of a past me, the old me that I had created there. I needed to go away to heal from everything that I had gone through in that city. And guys, it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. But to be completely honest, when I moved away, I moved to a completely new province. If you're in the States, you'd call it a new state. I moved completely away. Now, in the beginning, it was extremely hard. I found myself almost tearing down layers of myself, like literal layers. I started to peel away all the bad, negative things that I saw within myself. And it was a very traumatic and ugly experience is the best way that I can explain it. Like, you know the saying when they say it gets, what is it? It gets hard before it gets good, or when it rains it pours, or something like that. That was my situation. My situation got very dark, got very gloomy. It was just messy. I remember looking back in the beginning of my journey, I was so, well, what I thought was depression. I explained it at the time. I was depressed. Like, I was self-isolating myself. The only time that I left my home was to go to work, and even when I went to work, I did not socialize with a soul. I did not speak to anyone. I stopped answering my phone when my mom would call to check on me, to see, how's the new life in your new province or your new city. I stopped answering my calls. I stopped speaking to my friends. I drowned out social media. I had lost a lot of weight, and as you guys can see, your girl is very thick. I lost a lot of weight. And not only that, I did get sick during that time, but sometimes I kind of think like maybe I got so sick because my morale was so low. I was so unhealthy that it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Now, that went on for a full year. Sorry guys if you see me going in my shirt and itching. I did my braids, but when you're supposed to like take a scissors and like snip the little hairs off, I didn't do that, so it's kind of itching me. So don't mind that. Anyways, what was I saying? For a year it was hard. For a year, from 2020 to early 2021, I really struggled. I started having really bad body dysmorphia. And to be completely honest, I've always struggled with body dysmorphia. I've always struggled with eating disorder, but I felt like it was at its absolute peak. Like, I could not look at myself in the mirror. There was a point where I did not, and I kid you, I did not look at myself in the mirror, not one bit, because every time I did, I hated what I saw. I would cry. I just avoid it at all cost. Now, I know you're probably thinking like, like that doesn't sound like a transformation. That sounds, like you really needed some help. I'd say yes and no, because when I look at what was happening to me then, it was by all means necessary for who I am today. I needed to see myself for my true self. I needed to address the thoughts that I tried drowning out with alcohol and friends and partying and drugs and food or whatever. Drowning those thoughts out, I needed to address them. I needed to see them face front and deal with them. And that, guys, I had to do. So 2020 to early 2021, it was a complete disaster. But then I found by spring of 2021, I kind of started turning over the page a tad bit. The bachelor that I had moved into my city, I had left and moved into a bigger place, and that kind of sparked my morale a bit. Like, I felt like it was almost like I was turning a new leaf. I was ready to, I guess, come out of my shell a little bit, because I had been in darkness for so long. I wanted a brighter day. So I moved. I got rid of a lot of stuff and then got a bunch of new stuff. And again, that summer of 2021, I started to join the gym. Now, this is when I really started to see how my mindset was changing, because I didn't join the gym because I felt fat or I felt insecure or any of those things. I joined the gym because I wanted a place or an outlet that I could just release myself, right? And I found that going to the gym or going on runs or going on walks really gave me a boost of energy. It gave me a boost of confidence. Anytime I was angry, mad, or sad, I felt like I could put all that energy that I was having pent up inside of me into that, and by the end of it, I felt great. So I kind of started doing that for a good 5-6 months. So going into the fall of almost 2022. And that was kind of my routine. Like, I would go to work and I would work out, enjoy myself, and, you know, to filter out some of the music that I listen to. And I know, you know, it's, oh yeah, like, it's kind of obvious what, you know, if you're listening to heavy rap or heavy trap music or, you know, anything of that sort, obviously it's going to bring negative energy and negative thoughts into your mind. And I found that filtering out the bad music that I was listening to that was no longer serving me or giving me purpose or making me come alive or making me feel better or to learn something from the song, I decided to let go of. And that itself was a huge thing. Another thing that I did to transform myself is I began to re-educate myself, you know? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm bored. I don't really go out anymore. I don't really have any friends anymore. What else can I do? So I downloaded audiobooks, and I started to download, you know, different books to read, things about self-care, things about forgiving yourself, things about overthinking, because I am a huge overthinker. And when I overthink, I tend to go into a deep hole and I can never pull myself out. So how not to be an overthinker. I started to read books called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, this was a book more for investments and how to money manage and how to, you know, build not just financial stability, but to level up financially. And these things really, really empowered me and inspired me and made me feel happy. So that was another thing that I did. I also started a YouTube channel, and I know no one's wondering, but this is probably my third time trying to redo YouTube. Now, the first time I made a YouTube channel, I was still stuck in my old ways. Like, yes, I had some views and some people that were like, yeah, go Tanisha, like, we love your videos. I just felt like it still wasn't authentically me. Like, I would not film a video unless I looked good, my hair was taken care of, my outfit was on point, my story was well planned out, this, that, and the third. And I was very self-conscious about who was watching, you know? So I found myself putting these layers of pressure onto myself that eventually I just stopped doing it because I felt fearful. I felt fearful of failing. I felt fearful of not being good. I felt fearful of not doing the best that I could. I felt fearful of looking ugly. And I was just like, no, this can't be it. So I stopped that. And then when I started my workout journey, well, not workout journey, but when I started going to the gym religiously, I wanted to create a page about like mid-sized women, like women that had my body shapes, because that was something I really struggled with on YouTube, is finding an outlet of people where I can relate to. And I realized, like, maybe I just need to be that person, because if I'm looking for that certain person or that certain body shape, then chances are there's someone else out there that feels exactly the same way. So I turned my channel around, same channel, my first channel I tried to revamp it and do it more pertaining to body and this and that. But then I realized some of the things that I was talking about, it just didn't seem authentic. You know, I started researching things to talk about in terms of, you know, exercising, and I was just like, but that's not really me. Like, yes, I'm interested in exercising and trying to eat better, but I'm not a fitness influencer. So I felt like, that's not really me. So I let that one go. And then when I embarked on this journey, so now we're in 2022, February 21st, 2022, I packed up my whole entire house. I sold my car, I sold my things, and whatever I didn't sell, I put into a storage unit, and I decided to travel the world and work on a cruise ship. I think I was talking about this in my first video. If anybody that's watching that is interested on how I got onto a cruise ship and how I am able to work 6 months at a time, and right now I'm currently in the Mediterranean on a break. But if anyone's interested on how I did that and what steps I took, I am happy to make a video about that and share with you all. But for now, that was another big part of my transformation, was leaving that city that I had moved to and embarking on a completely new solo path, journey, solo journey. That's what I would call it, a new complete solo journey. And I just find myself each and every day, even though there are some trying days, like when it comes to coworkers and management and my job itself, and trying to figure out where I fit in and who to talk to and, you know, who I am, I find that despite all those tribulations that I'm going through currently, there's just something that I feel within me for once in my whole entire life, where I feel at peace within myself. I feel connected with myself. I feel happy. I feel not angry. You know, sometimes I find myself just stopping in the midst of everything I'm doing and thinking about how grateful and happy that I'm grateful and happy that I'm happy. And sometimes I begin to cry because I'm like, when have you ever sat down and just had solid gratitude for everything that is going on in your life and everything that's going wrong in your life? Like, I am grateful for the good and the bad, you know? I am happy that I could sit on camera and speak to you guys fluently, being my true authentic self, and just being okay with that, not having to wear a face full of makeup, and nothing wrong with makeup. I will always be a makeup lover. You know, I was an artist for many years. It will always be a part of me, but the true me behind my artistry is this is me. And I'm just so grateful to be able to embrace it and share with whoever and whomever, no matter where I go now. You know, and even though there are some times where I feel like my patience or myself is being tested, I find that each time I'm winning and I'm gaining. You know, I'm not giving into temptation. I'm not giving into my insecurities. I'm not giving into wanting to fit in and giving into just throwing my hands in and going back to how life used to be for myself. I'm learning to persevere and stand still within myself and have and create peace within myself and confidence, and say, listen, this is who I am, and who doesn't like it, then that's what it is. So I don't know, for those of you guys that could be on a transformation, some people say that it can take years, some people can say it take days or weeks or months or just whatever, but in my opinion, transformation starts when you decide to say you're done. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when your transformation begins. And although I had set goals that, oh, you know, like in 5 years, like this is where I want to be, I've already found that some of the things that I had set for myself in 5 years, I'm already here, I'm already feeling that way. So I just want to encourage you guys all of you guys that are out there, encourage you guys to be steadfast and have faith in yourself and have patience. And it's okay to set goals, but it's also okay not to always make them dead set when you want them to. And it's okay to let go of what people call the norm. Trust yourself. Do what you want to do. Be happy. Educate yourself. Figure out who you are. I'm only 27 years old. Well, I'm 26, but I'm turning 27 next month. But still, I am learning to just trust myself and to go with the flow and to be okay with being okay. And for me, that's more than enough. And yeah, to wrap up this video, if you watched any of my previous videos, you know that I like to keep my videos in the 10 to 15 minute mark. And I know that's not YouTube friendly, but I'm gonna go with it because at the end of the day, I'm not here to make money or, you know, whatever the YouTube algorithm and blah blah blah. I'm really just here to share my thoughts, share my experience, and to prove to myself that I can be that person I want to be. And my goal is in the future that I want to one day be a motivational speaker or a life coach, something of that sort, to people that have gone through similar things that I've gone through, or people that are looking for change and transformation and want to know the what, why, how behind it. Like, I want to be a part of that. So if it means that I sit here and I make my videos, at the end of the day, I'm happy. But I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. But if you do come across this video, I want to say thank you so much, especially if you've made it this far. That really means a lot to me. It makes me feel like what I have to say is definitely of value. And I hope that what you take from my video, that you pass on to someone else, and so on and so forth. But give this video a thumbs up. Maybe give me a comment down below and just let me know that you are that one person that watched my videos. That would be awesome. And I will see you guys next week in my next video. Peace.